Hello, friends. Welcome back to another episode of Gear You Can't Buy. I don't know why I'm doing these. The last time we did the Super Ego. This time we're going to talk about the Lone Wolf Audio Acetylene Nirvana. Just purchased this past week, and I've had some time to play with it. Thought we would talk about it. Not only does this pedal not exist anymore, the company that manufactures it doesn't exist anymore. Try to look this up on the internet, and there's basically no information on it, especially when it comes to bass content. So I thought I would do a little video explaining what this is, why I bought it, and, show you a little bit of how it works. This is essentially a clone of a Oberheim VCF 200. This is a voltage-controlled filter that has some interesting things about it. I had to demo this. I saw this in the case at my local shop for a while. I was really wanting it, but there was no info. And so I thought that I needed to, if nothing else, go to the store and demo it and see if I could make it work for bass, because it's a filter, and filters on bass are a little wonky. I don't have my bass balls on the board, but I have a bass balls, kind of like the filter for bass, dynamic filter that requires, dynamics. You're plucking. You need to have some good, strong plucks, and that's what makes the filter move. And it's okay. It's kind of like the funk thing, but outside of that, it's limited use. So being a filter, I needed to know, does this work with bass? And the answer is yes. In fact, I went to the shop, and this was part of the owner's personal collection, but he had it in a case, and I said, "Can I try it?" And he said, "Yeah." And I played it, and he said, "Oh, well, I couldn't get it to sound like that. If I did, I would have kept it." And I was like, "Well, maybe you need to learn how to play bass," because he's a guitar player. But why did I buy this thing? Because it's wacky and wild. I mean, why else would you buy anything? So I'm going to try to demo it for you here today, see if we can get some sounds out of this and let you understand what it sounds like. This is a very noisy pedal. I mean, it makes weird noises, but also it's got a pretty high noise floor. So if you're looking for dead quiet pedals, this is not for you. And I think there is at least one listing on Reverb for this, so if you're interested in it, it's still out there. But I think mine's number 53. I have no idea how many of these were made. I can't imagine too many. When you look this company up, there's a lot of controversy surrounding this. I don't know. I don't know. I don't care. I like the way it sounds. It's now sitting on my board. So first off, I'm going to start with a tone, just a with an A. Here's an A chord, and let you just hear what the filter sounds like. This is not how this is intended to be used, but here we are. You can hear the filter. So this was the thing that I need to know right off the bat was, does the filter do well with bass? This is the filter knob, and this sets the midpoint, or the band, the filter's doing this. This sets the midpoint of that. So as we turn up, you'll hear the bass start to drop off. And you can see that by about 10 o'clock, the bass is kind of gone. And now we're just getting whatever the high frequency noises are left in the line. So it's really not intended for bass. In fact, if I turn on, let's turn on a 2-octave accompaniment. Now you can hear, this is made for guitar. But there is bass down here. There is a filter, and it works well. As you can tell, there's not much going on here. Because this is just a tone. This is not really how filters work. So in this mode, it is working like a filter, meaning that it takes some dynamic information to really make it work. And I can show that to you. I just got a little pluck here. You can hear the filter moving like a filter would with dynamics. So, back to the tone. You can hear a little bit of that with the dynamics. Okay, so in this mode, we have a speed knob over here. This doesn't do anything in this mode. This is just regular old filter mode. And we have attack and decay, which, with this drone, I hear more out of this attack and decay knobs than I do with anything else. Let me put the loop back on. Okay, it's there. So this is attack and decay like any old attack and decay. All the way up, faster attack means the filter engages quicker. Turn it down, and you get this pillowy, almost not there, all the way up, and you get those sharp jumps and spikes. Release, or decay, I think this is called. It's kind of the same thing. Do we want short decay? Or a longer decay? Alright, so this is filter mode, filter side of this pedal. Let's go back to the tone, and now we're going to talk about the reason I bought this pedal, which is this button, the second side of the pedal. This is called the sample hold side. So I told you this is a voltage controlled filter. There is a oscillator or a LFO in here doing, you know, what LFOs do, but also this has a randomized voltage. So it can make some weird, crazy blips and bloops, and it sounds like this. So if you recognize that, this was the original Oberheim VCF 200 was loved by Frank Zappa, and this was used on some of his songs, almost exactly like this. Just these blips and bloops. By the way, this is the resonance knob, kind of like a blend knob, how much of the filter is in the mix. In this mode, I don't get a lot out of the attack and decay. I'm not so sure that they're necessarily used in this mode. I can't really tell. I'm not trained in this stuff. But let me add in some higher end information. I think you can hear the squeal. This thing would definitely benefit from having a low-pass filter after it, or a good EQ where you could cut that high-pitched squeal out of it. So here you can hear with a little bit more higher-end information. The blips and bloops become more interesting. Let me turn the tone off and just hear the blips and bloops. Oh, hold on. No, that is the tone. Hold on. Sorry. So this is the speed knob. So this is about as slow as it gets. To washy and crazy. That might be clipping in the camera, I don't know. Again. I'm not sure the attack and decay do a whole lot in this mode. Of course, I am just playing a tone right now, so what do I know? I like this a little slower. Okay, turn off the high-end information. Let's turn off the drone and turn on the loop. Yeah, I don't know if these attack and decay are doing anything in this mode. But you can hear the underwater sounds. You see the flashing light? This is the speed. Almost all the way on. Let's turn on some high-end information again. This is just the Maris Hedra. I'm using it to add a 2-octave up accompaniment. Let's add the drone back in, see what happens. I love that. Oh my gosh, that sounds almost like tape reverse or something. Huh. Okay. So that is the Acetylene Nirvana by Lone Wolf Audio. Again, not in production anymore. Company's out of business. But you can probably find this on Reverb. There was one listing the last time I looked as I was trying to find more information about this pedal. As with everything that I do, I'm in it for the weird blippy bloops. And so that Highland squeal kind of sucks. I'd like to have an EQ or a low-pass filter after it to kind of take care of that, but I can do that in software if I really need to. I think that by the time I play over top of this with some, some distorted guitar, it'll be just fine. So there you go. The Acetylene Nirvana. Let me know if you have any thoughts, questions, comments. Put those down there. Put those down below. Watch some more videos. Come back for whatever I do next. Working on some songs right now, so hopefully there'll be some new music up soon. Thank you for watching.